Hello friends, myself Dr. Nishant Srivastav. I am a professor of Technocrat Institute of Nursing. Today's I will teach you anatomy and physiology. The system is respiratory system. So most of pupils about the respiratory system means oxygen intake and carbon dioxide exhale. So today's we start respiratory system in medical point of view. So air is breathed in through the nose or the mouth. In the nasal cavity, a layer of mucous membrane acts as a filter and traps pollutants and other harmful substances found in the air. Air moves into the pharynx, a passage that contains the intersection between the oesophagus and larynx. The opening of the larynx has a special flap of cartilage, the epiglottis, that opens to allow air to pass through but closed to prevent food from moving into the airway. So, as usual, in this figure, you can see that there is the two types of respiratory system. One is the upper respiratory tract and second one is lower respiratory tract. So, upper respiratory tract contains nasal cavity, pharynx and larynx, and lower respiratory tracts contain trachea, primary bronchus, and lungs. So overall, respiratory tract is divided into the upper and lower respiratory tract. The upper tracts include nose, nasal cavity, and sinus, pharynx, and parts of larynx above the vocal cord. And lower tract includes the lower part of the larynx, the trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli, and lungs also. So, from the larynx, air moves into the trachea and down to the intersection that branches to form the right and left primary bronchi. Each of these bronchi branches into the secondary bronchi, and at the last is terminal bronchi. Their terminal bronchi and secondary bronchi, between the secondary bronchi and terminal bronchi, there is 16 times division found. So finally, the lungs, which are located in the thoracic cavity, are protected from physical damage by the rib cage. At the base of the lungs is a seat of skeleton muscle called diaphragm. The diaphragm separates the lungs from the stomach and intestines. The diaphragm is also the main muscles of respiration, involves in breathing, and is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system. So in next lecture, we will study about the anatomy of lungs. Thank you.